thought I would give you all a break from my WrestleMania ratings. And talk about, since I've reached the year of WrestleMania 12, which I'll rewatch and review, rate, rank later on. 996, if I would talk about that year and look back at a rather favourable year of mine from my childhood. I always look back away to the 90s with, had a great family, had great fun. There was a lot of great things about the 1990s to smile about, especially if you're a Rangers fan. Um, Different times indeed. Also, wrestling was, 996, very big year for wrestling. The rise of Stone Cold Steve Austin, the NWO taking over WCW, and the beginning of the second boom period for wrestling. We really need something like that to create a third wrestling boom period. I'm on the very bumpy road to WrestleMania 34. I was honestly not going to watch it. Then I started doing these videos and thought, you know what, this will be this is how I want to go out, you know, my end my little wrestling run as a fan of it. Like, I'm not even a fan anymore. I hate the WWE. I'm not looking forward to the third or fourth coronation of Roman Reigns. I've lost count. I mean, I'm not looking forward to more John Cena bullshit at WrestleMania with the Undertaker. Um, but I will watch it. I'll watch it with my cousin. I usually watch it with him these days. Um, I think it has the potential. There's, AJ Styles match against Shinsuke Nakamura will probably be a fantastic sight. Be interesting to see how well Ronda Rousey does. She was actually making me want to watch Raw, but then delete my series links again. It's just so bad. And here I am talking about how bad the WWE is when I'm supposed to be talking about 1996. 996, when Paul Gascoigne chipped the ball over Colin Henry and fired it past Andy Gorham, and England beat Scotland 2-1. I was annoyed at the timing for, love Paul Gascoigne when he was playing for Rangers. Um, I was invested in Euro 96. It's the tournament I remember the most. I thought tournaments since then, there hasn't been many memorable ones, I don't think. Maybe the most memorable one in recent times was the 2014 World Cup with Germany winning and them demolishing Brazil 7-1. But really, I mean, what else was there? Zinedine Zidane headbutting that guy at one time, in 2006 final, France v Italy. I mean, what else has really happened since then? Spain won it free. Spain won the Euros, then the World Cup, then the Euros again. Remember, like, talking about the 2010 World Cup final, Spain v Holland. I was so bored watching that. So I always feel like World Cups, European Championships are very overrated, and don't really live up to the hype. I really much prefer club football and concentrating on Rangers Football Club, which I was. I was back at Ibrox on the last couple of weekends, actually. I returned to Ibrox. Hadn't been there for a while. And it was good to, the atmosphere at Old Firm was something else. Place was rocking. Um, when we were winning 2-1 and scored the first goal after 3 minutes. And that reminds me, being at Ibrox, being there, reminded me of a time when Rangers beat Celtic, November 14th, 1996 to be exact. It happened to be my mum's birthday, and I remember going down to my grandma's to watch the Old Firm with my uncle, and we got quite the game. I've talked about it before, but I'm going to correct myself from the previous video. I called Pierre Van Hooijdonk. Pierre Van Hooijdonk. And then I can't be bothered to redo the video. I've done horrible mistakes like this before, and if people spot them, they spot them. But I'll correct that mistake. Pierre Van Hooijdonk, who missed a penalty against the great Andy Gore, my favourite Rangers player. I loved Andy Gore. I was talking about him to a few Rangers fans. I was on the bus going down and up. Yeah, great player. Got his signature. I mean, of course, Brian Laudrup got the winning goal. The Fox ran on the pitch. Yeah, great commentary by Martin Tyler and Andy Gray, the best Sky commentating team. Now, I kind of wish it was Gary Neville at done the spitting. For selfish reasons, I just can't stand his commentary. I wish it was him. I wish he had done the spitting and not Jamie Carragher, so I could not listen to Gary Neville. I don't, he was a great defender for Manchester United. And speaking of Manchester United, I was also had a tour. I remember going to Blackpool in 1996. Random trip to Blackpool with my uncle and cousin and grandma. And we got a tour of Old Trafford. We went to Manchester while there. While in Blackpool, got a bus to Manchester. It's vague memories, but I've got a photograph. I remember being on a tour at Old Trafford. It didn't really mean anything to me at the time. I was a Rangers fan and wasn't really interested in Manchester United. But looking back, it was quite the. Everybody has had a tour of Old Trafford. Peter Schmeichel, another fantastic goalkeeper. Peter Schmeichel, probably the best goalkeeper I've ever seen, other than Andy Gorham, of course. 996. Look back, favourable year. I think I bought my first single that year. I bought Billy's first single. Remember Billy Piper? Why did I buy that single? Because I wanted to. Only people who were living during 1996 will get that joke. Also, it was when Scream was released. Remember Scream being a big thing in 1996. Also, went to see Space Jam, Michael Jordan. I thought it was a really bad movie, actually. I know some people look back at it as a fond memory, but even as a kid, I thought it was a shit. Maybe I was slightly too old for all the silliness that was going on in Space Jam. But I watched, watched all the big 5 pay-per-views except for the Royal Rumble. I missed that show. I was wanting to see it, but I missed it. But I did watch WrestleMania 12, The King of the Ring, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. I remember being gutted when Shawn Michaels lost the title to Sid. At the time, he was my favourite wrestler. I know not a lot of people liked Shawn Michaels' run as the champ on top, but I did. I loved Shawn Michaels back then. He's still, my second favourite wrestler of all time. I didn't pay much attention to WCW at all. I know they were kicking our ass, but I was very loyal to WWF. I wouldn't be loyal to the WWF now. No. We need WWE needs some serious competition to just, get their finger out their arse, because their fucking product is abysmal to watch. Anyway, what else was up to 996? I would have been 8 for most of the year, turned 9 in November. Remember being at the play scheme, Summerhill play scheme. I enjoyed going there in between, during the summer holidays, in between. It was so long ago, 22 years ago, 996. I've forgotten what primary year it was. I think it was, would have been going out of primary 4 into primary 5. And I remember being at the Summerhill play scheme that year for the last time. I didn't bother with it. The following summers, I think at that time, even though it was, fond memories of the Summerhill play scheme, I was a bit of a brat then. I could get off with things back then and show off and stuff, but I think, lights out, I think I'd reached a point where I'd outgrown a lot of the other kids there, even the older kids there. And I was like, I've had enough. I remember, I'm not sure if it was this year or a previous year. I'm sure it was 1996. And my kids were getting all our faces painted and stuff. It might have been earlier, actually. I think I was younger. But I remember these helpers there, play scheme helpers, they didn't know what the Scotland flag was. They were trying to paint the British flag onto my face. Like, no, 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 no. I want the Scotland flag. But, if you'd asked me to vote on independence back then, I would have voted for independence. I was not having any of the Union Jack on my face, and remember, having to tell them what the Scotland flag looked like. And Christ Almighty, where did they find these people to look after us? There's me educating them. Anyways, a bit of a ramble video. I'll give you a break from my mania rankings. Not everybody's cup of tea, but without these mania rankings, like, I am struggling for videos at the moment. Like, I'm doing these mania rankings, and one of the main reasons is to get to 900, to get near the 1,000th video, because I really want to be done with YouTube. I'm bored, really bored of it now, but I don't want to end it on 884, for example, which will technically be this video's number. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this wee ramble of a video. Also, Robson and Jerome were on form in 1996. In fact, I still have the VHS of theirs I got that year, that Christmas. It was called So Far, So Good. And then, well, they never had another VHS release, so yeah. So far, so good.